別物ってわけか。
Yikes. Yo boys, what's poppin'? Welcome back to a brand new video on this channel, and today I will be bringing you What If Deku was in Dragon Maid. If you guys haven't seen this before, I will link in the description to a link called 9 Anime, where you guys can watch it and enjoy it. If you guys actually want to see more of this series, please let me know in the comment section down below, and make sure you share this with friends so you guys can actually help me out a lot more than we think it does. Or you guys actually can hit the subscribe button. You guys can unsubscribe anytime. Thank you all, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. There's one main key difference here before we begin. Inko is actually Izuku's aunt in this. So let's just change that a little bit up. Miss Kobayashi is Izuku's biological mother. Let's just get that out of the way before people start complaining about it, and get that out of the way. You guys see what I mean in the actual series when I don't mention her as often. Let's just begin with our perspective of our little cinnamon roll Izuku Midori at his birth. As Miss Kobayashi, let's just call her that because I can't remember her name fully correctly, which after a couple of bits of recording I will go over and actually correct it over. As Izuku was just being born around this time as she screamed out loud. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that because of reasons why YouTube will take this video down. As Izuku was just being born, his eyes opened wide, as the only thing they could see was green slit eyes, and the little scales that leaded down Izuku's neck, leading to his shoulder blades. As the doctors saw this and instantly put his quirk down as a mutation type. But what they didn't know is that it's an actual dragon half-human hybrid. This will come into play very soon, as Izuku was being passed to his mother Kobayashi, as she just hugged her son with everything she could muster at that time, not choking him of course respectfully, as Izuku just said, out of his turns of instinct, starting to cry, as she just said, "Oh, is our baby hungry?" she said, as Izuku just held onto her tightly, as she just kept on hugging him until they both fell asleep that very night. As we're just gonna do a little time skip to the next day, as Miss Kobayashi was just waking up from her rest, as the door randomly smashed open as Izuku started to cry from just being woken up. "Toru, don't open the door that loud, you're gonna make Izuku cry," she said, as she walked over to the bed in shock. "Oh, he's so cute," she said. "Can I hold him, please?" she said, as Kobayashi, or Izuku's mother, handed her or him over to Toru. As the moment Izuku hit her chest, Izuku instantly felt warm and instantly started to snuggle more into his quote-unquote mother figure. Well, they're both. You know what I mean, bro. If you get it, basically. As Izuku kept on cuddling, and he felt more and more warmer around Toru. As the moment Toru handed her or him over back to Kobayashi, Izuku started to cry. As Kobayashi kept on comforting Izuku until he fell asleep. "Whew, you didn't want to be left alone for me, did he?" Toru said. "You're a meanie," Miss Kobayashi said, as we skip 4 years of Izuku's life all the way until he was 4 years old of age. He's basically gonna go to the doctors and have his quirk developed and examined. "Mom, can we go to the quirk doctor, please?" Izuku said, jumping up and down on his parents' bed. "Sure, honey," Toru said, same with Kobayashi in sync. "Do you wanna bring Auntie Inko along?" Kuru said. "Yes, can we? He said, jumping up and down even more, spreading his wings out more. "I'm pretty sure we know what his quirk is. It's probably the same one as yours, Toru," Miss Kobayashi said, as Izuku just kept on jumping up and down on the bed until Toru picked him up and carried him to the actual main area where they actually was going to get ready for their actual beginning of their day, as Izuku picked up all of his stuff, including his all-maid action figure and his Ryukyu's action figure. taking it all the way downstairs to eat his dinner or breakfast in this matter, as Izuku would have just gone straight through the door and gone straight into the car. As the moment they arrived at the quirk doctor, the quirk evaluated Izuku, but every single time the doctor did his test, it always came back quirkless. As the doctor was really confused at this and decided to ask the parents biologically straight away, as the actual parents of Izuku would have just said he had a dragon mutation, so that means he has a quirk, right? Miss Kobayashi said. And on here he says he's quirkless, but it just really confused me. Here, Izuku's down in the other room. Yeah, I don't want him to hear this, but Jesus, this is really confusing, the doctor said. Maybe it's just the bone marrow is basically different in this person? Miss Kobayashi, what do you think we should do? We're his parents. We're gonna take care of him either way, Kobayashi said, as she walked straight into the hospital room, picking Izuku up. What's up, Mom? Izuku said. Oh, nothing, sweetheart. Well, you know what your quirk is. You want to hear it? Yeah, sure. What is it? Izuku said. Your quirk is called Dragon. It's the same as your mom Toru's. Wait, I have the same power as Mummy Toru? Yes, Izuku said, as Miss Kobayashi took her son and her loving wife to the car as they both drove off, as we skip all the way until Izuku is now 14 years of age. Since middle school, to be fully honest, Izuku's had more and more attention from the female gender, as Izuku was walking through the hallway one day, as a certain someone came through the corner, this being Katsuki Bakugo. Oi, nerd! Get over here now! Bakugo shouted at him in a very angry tone. Bakugo, what you gonna do? Izuku said. Your explosions do basically nothing to my dragon skills, right, if I go in my full dragon form, Izuku said. So what? I'll still blast through them, Bakugo said, getting an explosion ready in his bare palm, getting ready to throw it at Izuku's face. But to Bakugo's dismay, nothing would have happened. Izuku would have gone unscathed. But Izuku's clothes, however, was a different story. Was ripped apart, and most of his top half was charred into little pieces. Around this time, it was 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. as some people like to call it, as Izuku reached out to try and grab something that he had, but Bakugo exploded it out of Izuku's palm. Bakugo, that's not very nice, Izuku said. Why should I care? I'm the #1 famous hero after all. Oh my god, you're annoying, Izuku said, as Izuku threw his book back at Bakugo's head, with Bakugo just barely dodging it. What do you say, nerd? As before he could finish that sentence, Bakugo's face was instantly pummeled into the brick wall that was aside of him, as Bakugo couldn't handle most of the impact, so Bakugo just fell unconscious at that very moment. As through those couple of hours that would have passed, Bakugo finally woke up. God damn it, I got knocked out by the nerd, Bakugo said, growling through his voice like the angry Pomeranian, as Bakugo got up from the bed that he was laying in, as he tried to walk, but the more he walked, the more he could feel his body pull him from under him. As Bakugo started to walk fully down to go back to his class, as Bakugo sat down as the teacher came walking through with a stack of papers. So students, I think you all want to apply for your next high school, but we need to do these little tests first before you can do that, the teacher said. Oh, most of the students there would have been in angered tones. Why the hell do we have to do those? As before they could finish their sentences, the teacher threw the papers up in the air. Huh, who am I kidding? You all want to be heroes, the teacher said. As all the students would have cheered and be happy about this, but one person in particular would be pissed. Katsuki Bakugo. As Bakugo tried to flip onto his desk, almost missing, but still stick the landing. Huh, I'm the one here who's gonna be going to UA, the #1 hero school ever, Bakugo said. Huh, so what? You think you're better than us, Bakugo? Most of the students there were shouting. "Oh, Izuku Midoriya, you want to go to UA?" the teacher said, as Bakugo looked to the back. "Yeah, I do want to go to UA. I want to try my best to become a hero," Izuku said, smiling, this getting all the girls' attention with them blushing, as all the events that would have happened like canon with Bakugo trying to run at Izuku. But this is where the changes happen. The moment Bakugo threw an explosion, Izuku pulled his wings out and instantly covered his face, but still got the rust and debris, or the actual char from Bakugo's hand from his explosion, on his skin, or his actual wing, you would like to say that, as Izuku would have just said to Bakugo in his angered tone. "Bakugo, that's not very nice," Izuku said, as the teacher was just about to break up a fight until they heard the door open. "Oh, I'm sorry I'm late," the student said, walking through. "You swear if you're late one more time, we're gonna have to take away your good and pretentious record, right? You may be one of the smartest kids in the school, but doesn't mean you can slack off the way you are." "Yeah, I'm sorry, Teach," as the kid went to go sit down. "Hey, isn't that... he hasn't been here for quite a while. I can't remember what his name is. Isn't he... Jonathan, right? Is his name Jonathan? I can't remember," one of the students said, as the teacher told everyone to shut up as their class began, as the end of the day would have gone like canon with Bakugo trying to blow up Izuku's notebook, exceeding, but this didn't last for long, as Izuku was pissed and tail whipped Bakugo into a wall, making a little crater that sent Bakugo into a furious haze of emotions, anger, selflessness, all that, depression, so on and so forth. The 5 stages of denial. Oh god. As Izuku was walking down the literal alleyway to lead him down to the sludge villain incident. But this is where our timeline changes. As the moment the sludge villain appeared, Izuku knew that this was happening for some reason. Let's just say his dragon senses kicked in. Let's just say that makes it more evenly better to me to do less effort. PogChamp. As Izuku instantly saw the sludge villain and threw a beam of light at the sludge villain using Izuku's mouth. Not at the same extent as what Toru would do, just at 5% of the power basically. Leading a giant beam outside, just enough for the sludge villain to be evaporated. As without realizing it, Izuku would have thrown a flash beam at one of his idols that he did idolize so much. This being someone who you guys would know as and symbolize as All Might. "I am holy shit, what the hell?" As All Might was instantly surrounded in this bright light being thrown back just slightly. "Holy shit, what the hell was that?" All Might said, as All Might's vision finally came back to see a boy in a dragon type of form, opening his mouth wide as possible. As All Might would have just walked up to the kid and asked if he was okay, Izuku would have replied saying, "I'm fine, holy shit, you're All Might," Izuku said, as Izuku would have instantly tried to grab his notebook to try and get an autograph, as All Might would have saw Izuku's notebook on the floor, patted it just a little bit to get all the dust and debris off, and instantly would have given Izuku, our little cinnamon roll, an autograph that Izuku would remember forever, as Izuku would have just get All Might autograph and helped him put all the sludge villain into the balls like cannon. In this timeline, Izuku wouldn't clip onto All Might's leg because he has a quirk and I'm pretty sure he can one-shot All Might. Remember, it's magic, not a quirk. As Izuku would have gone home, as the moment he opened the door, he could see his 2 mothers and his little sister somewhat. His Kana instantly ran up to Izuku and hugged him. "Izuku," she said in a very innocent tone, as Kana and Izuku both walked up to the table with Izuku carrying Kana in his arms. Just technically saying this right now, Kana is over 300 years old. I am not getting cocked over by YouTube here, boys. As Izuku sat down with Kana in the next door chair to him, sitting across from his mother's, as Izuku would have explained to her or them what his day was like and how it could have been better and everything like that. But the moment Izuku brought up a certain person, Toru instantly scoffed at that little certain type of thing. "Mom, why did you scoff?" Izuku said. "Well, you see, me and All Might have a history, and it's not a very good one. The arrogant, let's just say, person did something he shouldn't have done." "What do you mean, Mom? What did he do?" "Well, he thought I was a villain and attacked me out of nowhere." "Were you in your dragon form, Mom?" Izuku said. "Yes and no. I was in between half and not. Did that make sense, Izuku?" "Yes, it does, Mom. Thank you," Izuku said, as Izuku would have shown them the autograph, as that day would have gone on like normal for the Midoriya family, or whichever Kobayashi or Toru's last name is. I'm going with Midoriya because it's the easiest thing to remember for me. As that will be the end of the video today, guys. I do hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you guys actually want the next part of this as soon as possible, I'll try and release it as soon as possible. My sleeping schedule and everything's really bad, and I will try and fix it very shortly. I'm going to try and upload videos every 2 or 3 days, or probably daily, because right now I have 4 or 5 videos recorded and ready to upload at any moment. I do hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys see you guys later. Goodbye.